Yo guys, welcome back to another video. Today I wanted to do one talking about a little indie series, indie comic that has been making its rounds and is probably one of the coolest things I've ever read, definitely in a long time. It's one of my favorite things out, and of course, as you can see by the title and thumbnail, I'm talking about Bug Wars by Jason Aaron. Who's the artist? Mohammed Asrar on art, it looks like. But yeah, such an awesome book. There's only 2 issues out currently. I have issues 1 and 2 here from Image Comics. Sadly, I was not able to get the original first printing when that came out, but I do have this second printing here, which is basically the same thing. The cover is just green instead of, I think, orange is the original. But yeah, such an awesome series. I'm going to talk a little bit about what it is and what I hope the series becomes later on down the road, and why I think it's so awesome. So yeah guys, strap in. Before we do get started, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I would greatly appreciate that. But yeah, let's talk about some Bug Wars. So just to give you guys an idea of what it is, it's basically like if you were to mix Honey, I Shrunk the Kids with, I don't know, Conan the Barbarian or like Game of Thrones, or it's almost like a D&D mixed with Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. And one of the hugest, like biggest emphasis in the series is the bugs, obviously. So in a way it's almost like Bug's Life, kinda, but I think a more apt comparison, no pun intended, is a series called Shadows of the Apt by Adrian Tchaikovsky, which is basically Bug Wars, but like more serious, I think, and more drawn out. It's more of an epic fantasy, and like it's basically the same sort of concept. But basically, to give you guys like a general synopsis, this kid moves into his dad's old house, and I'm gonna try not to give too much away, but he finds this amulet that shrinks him into like the size of a bug, but when he shrinks down to the size of a bug, he maintains his human strength, so proportionally he's super strong. And this kid is like obsessed with bugs. He's a bug guy, but when he goes down here, there's these things called mites, which mites are like an actual type of bug, but here mites are almost like orcs or like goblins. They're like humanoid creatures that are like super tiny, and they interact with the bugs almost like animals, or like the bugs to them are like giant beasts. But there's different clans of mites. There's like spider mites and like beetle mites, at least that's the way I understand it. And there's like a bunch of different clans, but they live in this society that's like basically in his backyard, and there's this great war happening between different factions and stuff. And he comes down here, and in one of the first, times he uses his power, he like rips a dude in half. So he's proportionally super strong, and all of these people, these mites, think that he's kind of like a god. And one of the coolest aspects of this series is the world building. Obviously, I said there's all these different factions and the different bug clans and stuff, but there's like different, what did they say, like there's the spider priestesses who are super cool. One of the main characters is one of these spider priestesses. As you see on issue 2 here is our main character Slade. There's like a, I don't know, an ant centurion, I think, or something like that, and then the spider priestess lady, and she does something super cool in issue 2. I'm not gonna get too much into it, and again, there's only 2 issues, so there's not a lot to go off of. Yeah, the world building is super cool. I really like issue 2. It was the better of the 2 issues because it just expands on everything, and we get a glimpse into their world and their society. And it's cool because they all live in their backyard, and they talk about this great storm that's almost like a desolation, like a, I don't know, like the end times, right? And what it is basically is when, you know, his brother, like, who's just mowing the lawn, not thinking anything of it, he's just mowing the lawn, but to them it's like this catastrophic event. And just, you know, playing around with the perspective is just really cool. Like how, you know, there'll be like some action figures that are left in the yard, and to them, like, there's like this transformer, let's just call it, that's like left in the yard, and it's like standing upright, and to them it's like a totem of like a god that they built like their city around, and all it is just an action figure or a transformer left in the yard. But to these mites, it's like a statue of a god, like some ancient being. And I don't know exactly how they're going to play with it, but if you think about it, bugs have a really short lifespan, so it could very well be that this, you know, action figure had been left there for generations and generations, and to them it's ancient, but really it's only been there, maybe left in the yard for a couple of years, you know what I mean? But for them it's like, oh my lord, this has been here for thousands of years. So it's just really, really interesting in that way. And not to give too much away, but the main character, his dad dies, and they go back to his house and all that, and we learn about kind of what happened to his dad, though we don't have a super clear idea. One can guess and infer, but something tells me that this dude's father, because he was also like a bug scientist, I forget what they call him, etymologist, is that the bug scientists? I can't remember. But he's, you know, had this amulet because it's in his house, so something tells me that he at one point was down here living with the bugs and doing some exploration stuff, and maybe he had something to do with them, you know. And there's a part where the main character says his last name, which is Slaymaker, which is freaking dope. And one of the characters is surprised, as if she's heard the name Slaymaker. So something tells me his dad was down here doing some crazy stuff, being a warrior just like him. And yeah, so stuff is gonna go down, and it's gonna be really sick. But what do I hope for this series? Again, it's only the 2 issues, and the trade has already been announced, I think. That comes out in October or September, right around my birthday time, but mind you, which I'm definitely going to get because I want to support everything with this series. I'm going to get the single issues, I'm going to get the trades 100%. I'm just so excited, it's so well done. But before I go on a glazing rampage here, there's only 5 issues planned at the moment, but the trade says book 1, so I'm hoping that that just means that it's like the first arc and that there is more planned. This could very well turn out to be a sprawling epic, and I would really love it if Jason Aaron makes this, you know, a 30+ issue series, maybe the next Invincible or the next East of West, just a long-running indie series that is like this sprawling epic through generations, and it plays with time and a huge cast of characters. It could be like Game of Thrones even, like, it would be so awesome. Or even what I think is the best comparison, like I said, Shadows of the Apt. That is like a 10-book series. They could do something even similar with that. I just think it would be awesome to have like the next long-running series. I'm in love with it. It's got to be the most excited I've been for comics in a long time, for something actively releasing. And, you know, a little bit of a spoiler alert, probably for the upcoming episode of the pull list for this month, but Bug Wars is up there. You know what I'm saying? It's my most anticipated comic book. It's got to be. Of the year. Like, moving forward, anything Bug Wars I am picking up, because it is just absurdly good. And with 2 issues, you might think that this is just some like crazy glaze, which I'll admit it is, but you got to think of who I am, coming my fantasy novel background and science fiction and all that stuff that I read. And like, before I got into comics, So this definitely speaks to me and my other interests outside of superheroes and stuff as well. It's just like a different medium, but this is something that I absolutely would read in novel format. Yeah, I'm very excited and very interested to see how this story unfolds and what is in store. So yeah, if any of that sounded interesting to you guys, please definitely go try and pick this up at your local comic shop. If you can find issue 1, that's awesome. Instantly pick it up. I promise you guys, you will not be disappointed. Pick it up if you're able to, but if not, definitely wait for the trade, because the trade looks beautiful. Honestly, like the art on it looks awesome. And yeah, it'll be like the first little arc, it looks like. So yeah, keep a lookout for that. You know, pre-order it with your LCS, pre-order it on Amazon if you're able to. Yeah, pick up Bug Wars, because it's honestly one of the best comics that is out right now, in my opinion, and it's definitely the best thing that I'm picking up. Anyways, guys, that is going to about do it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed. Go check out Bug Wars, because it's awesome, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.